Good morning. You all look so nice wearing your red. Leading up to the ascension, Jesus spoke of sending the Holy Spirit as an advocate to keep us faithful to all that he taught us. And the disciples didn't know when, but when he came, it was undeniable. A rushing wind that filled the house and drew a crowd, tongues of fire, so bold that they ran out to tell the world. Now, wasn't this the group that was frequently confused and scattered when he was arrested and was scared to death when he was crucified? It was the same group, but now they're inspired, they're driven and courageous. They refuse to be silenced in the face of ridicule, persecution, or even gruesome deaths. They're a galvanized set of missionaries that speak with God's voice of the mighty works of Christ. The Spirit is the catalyst that drives them forward to change the face of the earth. And change it did. The followers grew from a group of about 200 disciples to over 2 billion people in the world today. The danger is to think of Pentecost as something that happened way back when, an event that happened a long, long time ago. Just like the Eucharist, it was initiated back then, but it continues right here, right now, in every Catholic church, every week. Filled with that same Spirit, we are also called to be witnesses, to live our life of faith, to share the good news, not just in talk, but in action. What did the angels say as he ascended? Why are you looking up into the clouds? In essence, they were saying, let's go. We've got work to do. We do play a vital role, but fear not, because Jesus never sends disciples without training. He took 3 years to train the apostles before he sent them out. He gives us the gifts we need. He walks with us every step of the way. St. Paul reminds us there are different kinds of gifts, but the same Spirit. There are different forms of service, but the same Lord. Some call spiritual gifts charisms. They come with an important distinction. Charisms are special, supernatural graces bestowed by the Holy Spirit to build up the church and to serve others. To build up the church and to serve others. You know, charisms aren't just for our benefit. They're to be shared for the good of the community. The sacrament of confirmation prepares us to be witnesses. We confirmed 2 people at the 8:30 Mass this morning. Now, for many of us, confirmation was a long time ago, and we may have forgotten about all the great gifts we received. And I'm not talking about the statues or the devotionals. The Spirit gives us 7 gifts, each one very powerful. Wisdom, to delight in what is right. Understanding, to better comprehend church teachings. Knowledge, so we can judge things by the light of heaven. Counsel or right judgment, helping us to speak words that will draw others towards Christ. Fortitude and courage, giving us the strength to love and to be faithful, even when times get tough. Piety, giving us reverence towards God and every other human being. And fear of the Lord, helping us to avoid sin and giving us wonder and awe at God's abundant love for us. Wisdom, understanding, right judgment, knowledge, courage, reverence, wonder, and awe. We all have those gifts for the benefit of the community. St. John Paul II used to ask the Holy Spirit each day to give him those gifts in greater abundance. Now, he didn't do such a bad job. Maybe we should make that prayer every day as well. At the end of Mass each week, I have the honor of encouraging us all to go and take what Jesus is teaching us and bring it to the world. It's to remind us of our own personal Pentecost. Tell everyone you meet, bring Jesus' love to the streets so they can know his love as well. Well, how might we do that? Well, let's map it out. First, let's stay connected to the source of our strength, the Holy Spirit. We get grace by attending Mass. It's great to have you all here. By daily prayers, and by reading the Word and asking God to reveal Himself. And one tip that might help. I don't know how many of you are on the Hallow app, but it's an app that we partner with, and it's great. There's so many different ways to pray and to stay connected. You know, you can ask for prayers and get them. You can pray for someone else in the community when they put their prayers there. There are daily reflections on the day's readings from Jeff Cavins or Father Mike Schmitz and a lot of other people as well. There are some presentations on the saint of the day and some interesting Catholic traditions you might not have heard of. For instance, did you know that there are some churches in Europe that have a hole in the ceiling called the Holy Hole? And on the Ascension, they take a statue of Jesus and they pull it up out through that hole. And then on Pentecost, and this is even today, there's a church in Rome that sprinkles down rose petals from that holy hole to signify the tongues of fire sent down by the Spirit. All sorts of interesting facts. There's even Catholic trivia that you can play with your friends or compete if you want. And there's the Word of the Day, which is a Catholic version of Wordle. So many ways to stay connected. We have over 400 people in our parish that are using the app. We'd love to have everyone so we can all pray for each other as a community. Because when you stay close to the Spirit, it softens our rough edges and nudges us forward. Second, let's live our lives with joy. The foundation of our joy is a relationship with Christ, living with a grateful heart, focusing on the powerful ways God is moving in our lives. It brings us joy, and people see it. Wouldn't it be wonderful if someone came to join our community saying, I want some of what they got. I want to be part of this. And I think it's working, because I went to the new parishioner welcome last weekend. The room was packed. That's because you're here and you're inviting your friends. And third, let's begin to craft our stories. Think of the moments when you felt closest to Christ. Say the birth of a child or a grandchild, or the times when friends walked with us through difficult times, like when I was diagnosed with lymphoma, and so many of you were reaching out with care and compassion. And that continues to this day, even though I'm in remission. When we come together to pack meals or to work at the St. Joe's Orphans Picnic to reach out to those in need, all examples of the Spirit working through us to transform the world. St. Peter reminds us to always be ready to share the reason for our hope. Because where there are Christians, there's hope. Because Christ Himself, the unconquerable light, lives in every Christian heart. Spreading the light is what Pentecost is all about. The same Spirit who took a confused, scattered cohort and shaped them into a courageous, mission-driven church now lives in us. We're being sent to share the good news. Let's start small, one step at a time. Maybe it's sharing with our family and friends so they know why our faith is special to us. Or maybe it's sharing God's love by visiting a lonely relative or serving someone in need. And as our confidence builds, let's open our eyes and look for teachable moments that might give us a chance to witness. A couple weeks ago, I was in downtown Cincinnati with my grandson, Asher. He's 4.5 years old. And a man was on the sidewalk begging, and I gave him a couple bucks. And Asher said, Pop, why'd you give him money? I gave him an answer, but I blew my chance to witness because I didn't connect it to Jesus. I should have mentioned that Jesus reached out to those in need and asked us to do the same, and we try to live just like Jesus. I know one thing for sure. Asher will ask more questions. I'll try to do better next time. On a podcast recently, a guest said that he asked God to bring witness moments into his life, and then he asked for the courage to witness well. I like that plan because it keeps the Holy Spirit on call. Our witness is powerful. Your witness is powerful. And we have the best coach in the game, the Holy Spirit. Let's tell our stories. They open the door for transformation. not just for the person we're talking to, but for us and for the rest of the world. Come, Holy Spirit, fill our hearts and kindle in us the fire of your love. Send forth your Spirit and renew us, and through us, let's renew the face of the earth.